Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Absolutely. Today we're going to do it on a crazy energy level because I just chugged a bunch of gamer subs.
Dude, that's not a crowning endorsement of Gamer Subs. Gamer Subs makes you forget who you are. You're so excited.
I was going to say coffee, then I remembered we have a caffeine sponsor. So
Yeah.
Why
Coffee's
don't I
not
spin
paying
this into a glowing endorsement for Gamer Subs? I do start my day with coffee. I drink Gamer Subs for the rest of the day. Right now, they got a great new flavor called Good. Use the code COMICS at checkout. Good is literally just cherry Kool-Aid. It is so good. I'm not even joking. So I highly recommend. I've been drinking the hell out of that stuff. So I definitely think it's giving me too much energy today. But
You seem like you're hopped up on a different good situation.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's a joke for everyone questioning. I do not endorse, nor do I use illegal drugs. Just
Yeah, not at all.
All right, MCU's canceled this shit. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So rumor has it that Bob Iger's coming in and he's fixing all the problematic stuff that Bob Chapek, that was yours,
Yeah, Chapek nailed it.
ruined. Okay, one thing that Bob Chapek ruined was MCU needs to never end. Always a show, always a movie, always whatever. But they decided to do this right after Endgame when all the big headliners were gone. So they tried to just launch a bunch of new lines. Iger wants to double down on what is known to be a success. And if it failed last time, it's canceled. Based on this, rumors and supposedly industry leaks combined with rumors, so we don't know, 3 movies are confirmed to be canceled. Ant-Man 4, Captain Marvel 3, and Eternals 2. And apparently Kevin Feige is fighting to keep Eternals 2, but it's just going to get turned into something else, kind of like what they're doing with the Hulk.
Yeah, I love that Feige loved Eternals so much. I also liked Eternals a lot, but I understand why you would cancel it. I would have been, if you had made me like Kevin Feige's right-hand person, he would have fired me because I would have been constantly, as the rollout for Eternals would have, I've been like, you can stop at any time. We do not need to make an Eternals movie.
People are not enjoying this. You need to stop.
I don't know if you guys watched Kumail Nanjiani, one of the leads of Eternals, did Michael Rosenbaum, former Lex Luthor's podcast last week, Inside of You. And on it, he talks about that they thought Marvel was so sure. We got Chloe Zhao as director. We have these incredible actors. This is going to be not only a hit, but a box office slam dunk, revolutionary, people talk about it for years to come kind of movie. So that's why they had the crazy press tour. They thought that the actors were going to be going to one giant party after another, that they were going to be like this film was a cultural celebration. Yeah. And then what happened was very much not that.
No, I don't think I don't remember it getting like tore up by no, I remember it getting tore up as in people didn't like it and it was boring.
Right. Like,
I don't remember it being tore apart like how Captain Marvel 2 was tore apart.
No, exactly. People were upset. Like, people who are professionally upset, of course, said the same things as they always do. Insert title of movie they're upset about this week, but not like the Marvels, because of course Brie Larson is their avatar. But if Brie Larson was in the Eternals, then you would have seen some traction on that Eternals bashing. But yeah, as far as the movie was concerned, I mean, like, audiences didn't go. You know, it was on the tail end of COVID. It was a weird esoteric concept. It was just it
wasn't even your standard like quippy, funny, ha 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 Marvel movie.
No, it was part of the Marvel formula, but it also, at least it had a tone and a theme and a direction and an identity. Like, Chloe Zhao had a vision for that universe / concept and executed it. And it's also one of the best looking Marvel movies.
Oh yeah,
in the last
they gave them the budget they needed.
That movie looks really good.
The powers are stunning. The special effects.
Yeah, it's also like a funny, like, here's Kevin Feige going like, I could do Justice League. Look at all the Justice Leaguers. Here they go. And like, in fairness, they do look fantastic.
They do.
But anyway,
Definitive
Eternals canceled. But yeah, of course, Eternals was canceled. Like, of course.
We knew that when Eternals did. I think it was 400,000. Like, it was a success, but not an MCU.
I said 400,000. Did you mean 400 million?
Yeah,
he must have meant 400
okay. Thank God. I was like,
yeah, no, it made its money back, but also, like, I'm sure it didn't do the numbers that it needed to make, and or at least that they expected it to make.
Technically, it did not. It pulled the Black Adam, where it's just on the cusp of actually breaking even.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense.
So it was, the budget was $236 million.
Yeah, okay,
and it made $402 million.
That's not a good number.
No, it's not.
Not when he
That's a
spent
bad
that
number.
much.
Yeah.
Not at all.
If this was $100 million movie,
Yeah.
that would have been
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Absolutely. And that's the thing, right? Like, that's the lesson, folks. Not canceling Ant-Man movies because 2/3 of them were well received and successful.
Yeah.
Right? Only when you started mucking around and trying to force Kangs did it not work out.
God.
Right?
I
And
forgot about
also,
that.
Ant-Man movies are not supposed to be $200 million.
No, the first
No.
Ant-Man movie was $130 million.
And it's a
They
good
could go
movie.
lower.
They could go even lower, man. We don't need. I mean, I feel like the Ant-Man special effect is the most expensive thing that they're doing there. But that's virtually an animated sequence. Like it's entirely animated. You don't even really need a physical actor for a lot of that stuff.
It's true.
The sequel, Ant-Man and the Wasp,
Mhm.
$275 million.
Yeah.
So it cost more to make Ant-Man and the Wasp than Eternals.
But to be fair,
and
Ant-Man
that
and
one
the
only
Wasp
made
was-
$476 million. So that was technically
It only
already
made
above.
470 million.
Yeah.
That you know what's crazy about that? If you guys don't remember, Ant-Man Wasp came out in the middle of Infinity War Endgame.
Yeah.
So in theory, it should have made like $1 billion.
Yeah,
as it was
Captain
like,
Marvel made a
Oh,
billion,
wait, hold
and it was
on.
the same way.
Hold on.
Yeah.
No, that was Quantumania. It pulled up the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
I
what-
clicked
what did
Ant-Man and the
Ant-Man-
Wasp. Quantumania was $275 million and made $476 million.
Okay.
That-
What did Ant-Man and the Wasp make?
Yeah, hold on. Let me
This
click the
has
right
to be
one.
higher.
Well,
Yeah, there it is. I
while
see
you're
what
looking
you
that up, Ant-Man.
Oh, Ant-Man and the
Quantumania.
Wasp, $130 million to it made $622 million.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yes, that's the boy. There it is.
And then Quantumania, they went higher
doubled
than
the budget.
Oh, more than doubled.
Yeah.
They more than doubled the
They more than
budget.
doubled the budget. And it's like, dude, that is a money laundering scheme. There is no way that $276 million went into that movie.
Oh, well, it's probably all the CG Spy Kids.
No, I think the Spy Kids CG notwithstanding, I think there is some slush funds being slushed from that movie, and it did not deliver. Let me tell you something. That sucks. $276 million is an asterisk. You shouldn't spend that much on a Spider-Man movie, and that is a lock for $1 billion at this point.
I wonder what the most expensive Spider-Man movie was. What was it? No Way
It
Home?
has to have been No Way Home
Had
because
to be.
the first one, like the first.
Well,
bet
this one
the-
had 3 huge actors and then a bunch of other huge. Like, there's no way.
I think Tobey Maguire got paid a lot, but Garfield didn't take a ton. I think he took like $2 million for it.
Dude,
He's Andrew Garfield.
that movie was only $200 million. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania
cost $76 million more than Spider-Man.
And
Just
Spider-Man
make
made
Spider-Man
just shy of
movies
$2
every year,
billion.
please.
$76 million is the budget I would give an Ant-Man movie.
God, that's crazy.
And it would be a good Ant-Man movie.
Okay, so since we moved on talking about Ant-Man, I honestly didn't even know we were in talks of an Ant-Man 4. Like,
Oh, yeah, right?
I thought
I thought
everyone
Thor
does
was the
3.
only one that was getting a 4th movie, and that was just because.
It's just 'cause they put text at the
well,
bottom of the movie and
well, it
said
was
he's coming
because-
back.
No, I
No,
thought it was
that's now.
because,
That's going to be the 5th, I guess. But I was saying that
Oh, yeah.
Taika with 3 reinvigorated the spirit of the character to the
Yeah.
point where they wanted to do 4, and then he,
Right.
Well, that's because
he did what he
3
did.
was tonally and just structurally completely different than 1 and 2. Like,
Yeah.
MCU finally was like, oh, we figured out 4. Let's
Yeah.
try a 4th one. Like, that's not what happened with Ant-Man. Ant-Man, you ruined what worked. to make
Yes.
Quantumania.
Yeah.
All right, let me give you some perspective based on Spider-Man movie budgets. Into the Spider-Verse, $90 million. Spider-Man 1, Sam Raimi, $139 million. Spider-Man Far From Home, $160 million. Spider-Man Homecoming, $175 million. Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi, $200 million. Amazing Spider-Man 2, $200 million. Amazing Spider-Man 1, $230 million. They're going down in budgets. Spider-Man 3, Sam Raimi, $250 million.
Yeah.
Just some perspective
Okay,
there.
I
on
looked up.
budgets.
I'm looking up. I'm finding our trend. Our problem is Disney.
Yeah.
All those Sony ones have more realistic budgets for a Spider-Man movie.
Yes,
Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, $294 million.
This is for a franchise that they did not believe in when they first launched it, where they were like, people are not going to know who Doctor Strange is, but we're still going to spend $200 million on
You know, I
it.
will say this though, for everyone who likes to shit on that movie, and it's an okay movie. It's not a
Fine.
great movie.
Awful movie.
It
man.
made $955 million.
To be fair, it had the best marketing. It marketed a movie that didn't happen.
Yeah,
They
it sure
marketed
did.
this multiverse movie and Sam Raimi as the director, and it's like, all
Yeah.
right, we got Pizza Papa from Sam Raimi and one Flash Pan, and then we had an MCU dumping ground of bad ideas, and
Yeah.
the hype train was just heavy at the time. That's all.
It was just heavy. Yeah, no, Marvel sold Doctor Strange 2, and the sizzle of Doctor Strange 2, the movie sold Doctor Strange 2. Not the steak, not the movie, not like that. That budget is outrageous.
That's an insane budget. That's an insane budget.
I will say Sony is smart when it comes to, and this is the first time I've ever said that, but like Sony's smart when it comes to those budgets. I mean, Madam Web almost broke even.
Don't say that.
Yeah, you said that, and I was like, oh my god! It budget totaled out 80 million, box office 97 million.
$97 million.
Now, they probably spent a lot on the marketing trying to get you to go watch it, but
still, like, look, I'm just saying, in a different climate, it's a conservative budget, and you can't tell me.
Say, on the 6th viewing, I started to like that movie.
Apples to oranges here.
Are you trying to do your thumbnail face right now? Is that what you're trying to do?
Here's what I'll say about it.
So much of my life. Madam Web took away so much of my life from
Madam Web. You can't say it looks worse than Quantumania.
No, you can't. That movie looks significantly better than Quantumania.
Right? And it's $80 million. Like,
there's what's the third one? The third one that they were talking about is Captain Marvel 3 getting canceled. Honestly, I saw that coming.
Were you gonna make a Captain Marvel 3? I mean, I like Captain Marvel as a character. I loved the direction of all three of those characters at the end of the Marvels, and I highly recommend folks, if you avoided that movie or you hated it when you first saw it, it's on Disney Plus. Catch it, literally spend like an afternoon with a couple of friends and watch it.
It's your classic MCU movie. It's a quippy, ha, funny times. And
there's nothing really egregious about it. I mean, like, is the villain?
I still think there's a missing movie between these two movies.
Absolutely, but yeah, but they knew, they were like, we have to fill in like the gap of a show that no one watched. I mean, in comparison to a movie, the audience of
I'm talking about
versus the movie.
About Captain Marvel's missing movie, where she's like, I went there and it was bad and I messed all this up. And I'm like, dude, that's literally a whole movie that you're
that's Captain Marvel 2. And they went like, no. Like, the Captain Marvel 2 movie was like, no, it's going to be set in like the 2000s. And she's going to go to the Kree homeworld. She's going to fight the Kree, destroy the Supreme Intelligence. The whole planet's going to be destroyed. And they were like, that sounds like a $289 million movie starring like Brie Larson and
the internet's punching bag.
Right, the internet's punching bag, and one actor who will play the bad guy that will be a stunt casting. I'm trying to think of any actor that would be a name recognition. Let's say John. Nope. I was going to say John C. Reilly, but he's in the Nova Corps. I was just picking a random actor to be the bad guy, and that isn't already in the MCU. But apparently in the MCU, you could be both. You could do two characters, and no one's going to notice. But anyway, yes. But I like the Marvels. But yes, of course, Marvels isn't going to get a second.
Guys, can we just take a minute? News just dropped that I have to say, because we're talking about Sony and that how much money they lost on Madam Web, and how Sony is usually better with budgets. Yeah. How much money that they've made on a Spider-Man movie so far? Well, they just announced for Sony's 100-year anniversary, all 8 live-action Spider-Mans will officially return to theaters, starting with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1 on April 15th. This is an official announcement. Yeah. All 8 Spider-Man movies, and I bet your ass they make $1 billion again doing this.
Oh, the whole... Are they all coming out at one
time? Out of all of them, yes.
No. I think they're going to have so starting April, I think they'll do Spider-Man 1 April 15th. Then later they're going to do another one. Then they're going to do another one. Then they're going to do another one.
You know what's the best part about that is? What? Sony's 100th anniversary is just, we did Spider-Man right.
We own Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Spider-Man,
ignore Venom.
Spider-Man.
Ignore every other Sony project.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
I'm pretty sure Venom 3 will come out this year as well, but that's neither here nor there.
That's right. Venom 3, Dance the Magic Dance, or let them...
The Last Dance of
Madness, I think is what it was.
No, it's called The Last Dance. That's it.
Oh, man.
Mwah.
So I'm actually not surprised at all. If Disney is doubling, a lot of companies are doing this, because Ubisoft did the same thing where they went through and they canceled a bunch of things that weren't big franchises. Like, we're only going to focus on what we know will succeed.
Totally.
And now Disney's like, we're only going to focus on what we. Sorry, experiments are over. You want to see some new superheroes and try different things? That'll be 2028 when we make a bunch of money again.
Yes, like, reality is, like, the way you do it, and it's the way you do it in the effing comic books.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you put them in bigger movies that support them. Yeah. And listen, the Avengers, one of the biggest properties that is in the MCU that Disney owns, its franchise from the comics is of a bunch of characters who didn't sell their own books.
That reminds me. What was the latest, the big push Marvel made for a character? And that character is poof, gone. Marvel was like, this character's gonna get his own book. He's gonna pop up in King in Black. He's gonna pop up in Spider-Man. What was the name of that guy that could turn into like a dinosaur?
Mosaic.
Oh, Mosaic's another one. Was Mosaic the dinosaur?
Oh no, you talking about Reptile?
Yes. Where they're like,
Reptile-
we want to make a guy that can turn into a dinosaur a thing.
That's
and
so
it's like
funny.
he showed up everywhere.
I remember seeing Reptile and being like, didn't you invent him during Civil War? Like, didn't he show up during the Initiative or something?
Could you
But it's
imagine
like,
the MCU's new thing is like Reptile? Is in
it's
every
Reptile. He's 14. He turns into a red dinosaur, and he's Latino. And it's like, you're welcome.
And he's Latino.
And
that was
he's
the
teaming
sales.
up with Tom Holland Spider-Man in Spider-Man 4.
Spider-Man fans going like, what? And they're going to space.
They're going to space, and he'll spin off of that into the new Nova movie, and then from that you'll see him in the new Doctor Strange.
Well, clearly we've gone off the rails once again, and I think
With
the
Reptile?
thesis
You
is
don't want Reptile?
we'll have to see if any of this pans out for these studios. I do think it's a good idea to dial back and give us some consistent wins, because comic book superhero movies as a whole are taking a cultural conversational hit. Now, does that mean they're still not raking in the dough? No, they're still making a ton of money. They're still part of the global zeitgeist conversation. But now you have Oscar actors openly mocking and crapping on the MCU during other Oscar actors. Like Robert Downey Jr. got an Oscar for Oppenheimer, and through a lot of the run of this, they have been making fun of the MCU, that he'd go from making such utter trash, such golden standards. That wasn't the feeling towards the MCU several years ago.
No.
So let's get back some of that positive sentiment. Hopefully it works.
I think 2025 is going to be a big year.
I think so too. I hope so.
We're going to go into Deadpool 3, which is going to bring a lot of MCU hype. And then we're going to roll into things like Fantastic Four and like, I don't even know what's coming out that year because they keep moving shit around at this point.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not going to look it up. We're good with this episode. All right, guys. Thanks for watching Absolutely today. Check out our sponsor, Gamer Subs. Get yourself some great new flavors. You can get them caffeinated or not caffeinated. I recommend the new flavor Good. Tastes like cherry Kool-Aid. I love it. It tastes amazing. I do recommend it. And make sure you use the code COMICS if you want to keep this channel going along with every other project I'm a part of. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.